Everyone, today I want to speak about the work permit system and specifically about warnings issued from the Department of Health in relation to false references for people who are coming to Ireland and working in the care profession. Now, this warning comes from HICWA, which states that as a matter of concern relating to applicants and staff employed by an agency who had falsified references. Now, this is the latest fallout of the immigration chaos. Now, I've covered the work permit system on numerous videos in terms of how it's been manufactured to benefit those big employers. Again, through the care profession, for instance, many multinationals making massive profits through the care profession, and of course offering very low wages for those who are coming in to Ireland for them to profit off. Now, really what's very interesting with this is that this comes from companies that haven't existed and references from places in the UK with fraudulent email addresses, names and addresses. This is just ludicrous for people who are coming to work in the care profession, who are actually working through these recruitment agencies and recruited for up to a cost sometimes of €15,000 for everybody who they hire. The recruitment agency are paid, which is a massive amount of money, rather than supporting and employing local people. We see a massive amount of people from Ireland being forced to emigrate, and specifically around the care professions in terms of nurses, doctors, midwives and dentists. Now, so far 80 staff have been identified in the north of Ireland, and I'm sure it's many multiples of that in the Republic of Ireland. Now, we've seen cases previously where dentists have been struck off across UK and they've been working then in Ireland. We've also seen cases of doctors in terms of qualifications for those doctors in other countries that haven't really been up to scratch when they come to Ireland, and notwithstanding the other issues around the lack of communication and different sort of systems at play in terms of doctors and those systems as well. And of course, we can look back to the NHS in 2024, which spoke about as false references, and again, issues around qualifying tests that weren't up to scratch, to put it very mildly. So this is what's taking place in Irish society at the moment. And of course, it's been ignored in the main by the mainstream media. Now, what's really very important around this is last year we saw Micheál Martin, for instance, heading off to Kenya. And what was the reason for his purpose of his visit to Kenya? It wasn't just to shake hands. It was to work with the immigration sector in terms of bringing across a lot of people to work in the care sector at very low costs as well. And of course, who benefits? His multinational pals. Surprise, surprise. And of course, last week there was reports about the HSSE who have offered posts for people coming from outside Ireland. Over €4,710 is offered to people coming from outside Ireland. And again, there's issues like advances given for accommodation, flight costs, with receipts of up to 3 months for people to come here in terms of accommodation support as well. And again, at the same time, we see a new ambassador to Ethiopia who has been working with a resettlement transit centre in Ethiopia as well, trying to get more people to come to Ireland. Surprise, surprise. And then the last day we've seen the issues of the National Development Plan being spoken about as well in terms of looking for more workers. And again, who benefits from this? Again, the big employers. But this is an absolute scandal. It's an outrage. It should be something that should be looked at, but again, investigated. But what's taken place is just ludicrous in Ireland. And again, this is part of the work permit system in Ireland that the government is manufacturing to benefit those at the very top of society, while ordinary people are the ones that suffer with the immigration chaos. And in terms of the top of it, young people being forced to emigrate, people who have graduated, qualified, all paid for through taxpayers' money in terms of their education, and at the same time being forced to leave now because they can't afford to live in Ireland because of the housing disaster, and are paid, and the conditions are so poor as well, working in a lot of the hospitals and across the care sector. In terms of the private care sector, we saw most recently the revelations coming from nursing homes around Dublin and areas around Ireland as well, in terms of the mistreatment of people in those nursing homes as well. And who's been held to account for it? Nobody. It's just shocking what's taking place in Ireland, and it needs to be discussed. It needs to be talked about by everybody. So please share my videos, please subscribe, and thanks for everybody who continues to support my videos far and wide. It's just an outright scandal that needs to be exposed and highlighted and spoken about on a wider field, because this is what's taking place in our society. It's just not good enough, and especially when they work in the care professions, it's absolutely scandalous and disgraceful treatment of some people who are some of our most vulnerable and most needed in terms of requirements of help and support during their period of time of illness than ever. So thanks a lot for the support. I really appreciate them. And from Dublin today, Slán go fóill. Take care.